I'm going to be talking to you guys today about Math Blaster. Han Solo is not a character in Math Blaster, but he's pretty awesome, and I just figured I'd put him in because they just casted the new Star Wars movie, so it's pretty awesome. Alright, so just to go over some basics, a lot of you might have played Math Blaster. It's been around for a long time. I think like the late 80s is when it was first developed. It's evolved a lot since then. If you are unfamiliar with it, basically there's two different kind of game modes. One is like the story mode where you just like chase villains. They have, I think, 3 different storylines, so 3 different versions. All obviously the newest one's the most updated, and you just basically go and chase whatever this villain is to help save the universe. And along the way, there's challenges that you have to do that incorporate math in order to beat the villain. Also, I think most of that you have to pay for, but there's also just like I just went online and played for free. Basically, just a giant intergalactic space station where they have all kinds of different mini games, type games where you train to basically go and do the main game. The game I played is somewhat similar to this. It's much more up to date. But basically, you go through like a tunnel or any sort of area, and you have to shoot things. Along the way, you have to do math problems, and that gives you more bullets or more health, something like that. And so the better you are, the longer you can play, the better you do in the game. It's actually relatively entertaining, which is a great thing about Math Blaster. So why is it important? Why do you guys care? Well, one, if you're a math teacher, it's good to know about Math Blaster. Your students might be using it. But mostly just, as potential future parents, you should have your kids use Math Blaster. That's a really great way to get them engaged while still learning math concepts. They now have developed it, so it goes through first grade all the way until like geometry and algebra. But one of the best uses for it is just to develop basic arithmetic. And so yeah, it can increase their math skills. And another thing is it's almost as entertaining as just a regular video game, but it's a lot more beneficial. So some of the downfalls of Math Blaster though is it uses like the drill and kill method, which basically is you just do problems over and over again, which kids normally don't like, but it's more entertaining in Math Blaster. But that is not, there's no active learning or things like that. But a lot of, especially like how I learned arithmetic and a lot of math concepts early was just by practicing. So also it doesn't end up showing relationships among topics. So like as you go up in levels, it does get harder and does adapt a little bit, but it doesn't, like if you're failing a certain, like the lowest level or a certain level, it's not going to get slightly easier for you. You have to go down, like there are bigger jumps. So it doesn't adapt to different players either. And it's certainly not a substitute for schoolwork or homework. It's just a nice supplement basically to use instead of other video games or just for fun to get better at math. There are a lot of benefits for it. So the storylines themselves are relatively engaging. The actual games and challenges in it are decently interactive and include math, so kids will like it. Another big benefit is it's appropriate, as I said, for first grade through algebra and geometry. So like up till 9th, 10th grade, you can play Math Blaster like all that whole time and just get very familiar with the game. So even if you want to pay for it, it's a solid investment. The last thing I found is in one of the research I did. Actually, there's so as we talked about, like maybe having a job during school, it's good to have a certain balance between schoolwork and play or other things. And this provides sort of that balance, but providing a game you can play, but it is also better for math. So, and that is it.